So the other day I was at this nearby restaurant and I ordered eggs because it was breakfast time, and they delivered them with these dancing little slivers of stuff. They called them Bonito Flakes, and I figured they'd be the perfect thing to cover on today's WTF. Today's sponsor is Kombucha Brooklyn. They are a Brooklyn-based kombucha brewing company. They sell brewed kombucha in a lot of stores throughout New York City, and they have homebrew kits for those of you that want to take a stab at making kombucha yourself. Visit them online at kombuchabrooklyn.com. So those dancing slivers on my plate were called Bonito Flakes, and I did a lot of research on them and found out some really interesting things. So Bonito Flakes are dried, paper-thin shavings of fish that has been dried, fermented, and smoked. Now, they're a really important part of Japanese cuisine, as they are a key ingredient in the stuff called dashi, which is a stock that is basically used in every single dish in Japan. Now here's the kicker. There is a fish called the bonito, and it's in the mackerel family. However, the flakes that you buy at grocery stores and that are used in dashi are actually from a fish called the skipjack tuna, which is in the tuna family. It only has this nickname, which is oceanic bonito, and that is where the name bonito comes from in the Bonito Flakes. So you're saying to yourself, how does something that's swimming in the ocean turn into paper-thin flakes? I will tell you in one breath. First, the fish is caught and it's boiled in a pot of water, which makes it really tender, and all the bones can be removed, and the scales can be removed as well. Then that bare fish is put into a smoker with some ash for about 3 times, which gives it a smoky flavor and sucks a lot of the air out. Then that is put out into the sun to dehydrate even further. Then it's covered in mold, which sucks even more moisture out, and that gives you karabushi. So the final product is karabushi. It's been smoked, it's deboned, it's very light. It's about 20 times lighter than its original weight. The mold has all been removed, and you have this thing that looks like a giant stick or like a baseball bat. That is passed over a kezuriki, which is kind of like a wood plane with a little blade on it, and that shaving action creates the paper-thin slices called Bonito Flakes. However, no one really does that anymore. Almost everyone buys commercially produced Bonito Flakes. Once the slices are shaved either the old-fashioned way or the new way, it's called katsubushi, or in the United States and all throughout Japan, bonito. So we are going to make a really simple dish with Bonito Flakes. It'll accentuate the flavor of the Bonito Flakes, which are smoky, a little fatty, and mildly fishy, and it's a great dish for breakfast. First, we're going to make some Japanese rice. You have to look for Japanese rice. It's a short grain rice. If you can't find Japanese rice, no worries, go with whatever you like. Put 2 cups of rinsed rice inside of a heavy bottom pan and put 2.5 cups of water on top. Boil the water. Once the water is boiling, drop it down to a simmer, cover the pan and let it cook for 15 minutes, then kill the heat and let it rest for 10 more minutes before opening it up. Once it's open, you're going to plate your bowl of rice. I made an indentation in the top of mine and cracked an egg, a raw egg, right in the center with the yolk laying in the indentation. I also put a little bit of sriracha hot sauce on the side, garnished it with some togarashi, put some soy sauce all around the rim and some sesame seeds, and topped it with Bonito Flakes. Now, you can make any variation on this that you want. Maybe you want to put some mirin in there, maybe you have your own favorite hot sauce, maybe you don't want to go with soy sauce because you don't want the salt and you want to use ponzu sauce instead. Make this your own, but the basic dish is rice with a raw egg and Bonito Flakes. Then you stir it all up and enjoy. So that's how you make a simple rice dish that really brings out the salty, mildly fishy, briny flavor of Bonito Flakes. It's also really fun because the flakes dance. Now, you want to use up these flakes about a week after you've opened up the container because they really start to lose their flavor after that, and store them sealed in your refrigerator until you use them up. Tune in tomorrow for another WTF.